What's happening, folks? Welcome to Music Monday. And today we are back on the Wax and Moon album, and the next track we came up is a tune I wrote many years ago called Pawn. Wow, a lot packed into this one. So let's just dive right in. A lot of themes in Pawn. Somewhere I guess I kind of had this medieval Renaissance imagery going on in my head when I kind of wrote this, and it's really about there's several themes in this song. One of them is about not being so consumed with chasing your dream or ambition or success that you don't ever let anybody love you, you don't let anybody in. And back half of that is realizing that sometimes chasing all this stuff that we're after can really leave you sad and lonely and unfulfilled at the end of the day. Kind of that concept, no one gets to the end of their life and says, I wish I would have worked more. And then the whole conclusion of this song is really about, hey, just keep it simple. Sometimes being just a lowly serf and, a commoner is a lot more rewarding and fulfilling in life than chasing all these noble things and shiny things that we're after our whole life. So that's kind of what this song is about. Sometimes it's okay to be a pawn, just, the most basic piece in the smallest piece in the chessboard, on the chessboard. So a lot, some cool lines in, passing through a time when crescent moon hangs high, no love in the stars, facing western sky, still she's longing for you, though you can't be found. And this is the part that's killer, I think. It says, everyone can hear you when you make no sound. So it's, sometimes being quiet when you're quiet or don't say anything is when it speaks the loudest. Part two of that second verse is is the part about chasing these noble things that we're after, and then you get to the end of your life. It says, and in the castle's walls the ruler's tears are sad, you cannot give back what you never had. So, and on your dying day you're still a pawn. So you can see where all this stuff ties in. I'm trying to think what the chorus says. Live your life in fear that tomorrow you'll be gone. Live your life on faith, knowing you stood long. And that's, not being afraid to take it down a gear, take it down a notch, and find the beauty and love in the simple things in life. So it's kind of what it's about. I'm thinking what the last verse says. Again, the poet, I guess this is somewhat autobiographical, but not completely. It's like sometimes you just don't feel like you have anything to say. And then that time in that last verse, and now he spends his days laboring in the fields, and he's totally fine with that. It's like just being, you don't have to be all this stuff that we think we gotta be a superstar, we gotta be the king, we gotta be the rule, everyone wants to rule the world. So it's kind of the, it's the flip side of what that really looks like sometimes. So that's what we got for Music Monday, a killer tune called Pawn. Now for you guitar players, this one's fun because this is tuned in the Jimmy Page Open G. So you got to tune your guitar to G, and that's some of them the same. Your B's the same, G's the same, D's the same, and then you got to take that up to a G. No, that one down to a G, and the sixth string up to a G. So you got double G's on the bottom. You don't even need both of them, but I like the way it sounds. First string is a D, so when you strum it, it's a G chord. All right, play like an F root. This opening lick is killer, man. So take it like an F chord in standard tuning, but pull your middle finger off it, and then slide it to the 5th fret. Now these chords are weird. You got to watch these because they're different. So you put your index finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret, and then you got to take all 3 of these and grab 4, 5, and 6 on the 3rd fret, and it makes that chord. You can hear that. It's cool. And then up 2 steps. So you got one position, up 2, and you're keeping your index. And then when you go back down to this like minor, you got to keep them all together on the 2nd fret, and you're anchoring your index finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret still. So it kind of goes like. Okay, that's the opening riff. Verses are in an odd time signature, and it's kind of a minor chord. You're playing like an F with your middle finger off, and then half step with your middle finger to the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and then those same chords again. And it kind of has a weird pattern to it. It's like. So this song's kind of more complicated for you guitar players. Again, I do lessons on Patreon. If you want to learn it, I am getting ready to put one up on Patreon for Paul Flatt. It's tuned in this tuning. He wanted to hear, you know, 7 Canada's Geese. I'm going to get to that one, which is in the same tuning. So it's cool. I got 3 or 4 songs I've written like that. The other cool fact about this song is Meyer and I redid this song on the Raptor Trails first album, and man, does it rock. It's like a much harder rock version of the same song. So if you want to check that out, you can too. And that's what we got for Music Monday, a tune I wrote called Pawn. Really got some good stuff in it. By all means, share it. If you've never heard it, go listen to it. And as Paul Harvey would say, now you know the rest of the story, and you certainly do.